Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and another week of the Scooby-Doo Show. So we are going to be here for episodes 7, 8, and 9, releasing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today will be episode 7 of the season. Last week, just to give you a brief recap, we had the Headless Horseman, Sacred Lot of Camelot, and Wat a Shocking Ghost. Wat is 6 out of 10, Headless Horseman 7, and Sacred Camelot 6.5. Our current average through 6 episodes, we're almost halfway through, and we're currently at a 6.3. I definitely like this one more than the previous 2 series, so I'm very, very happy with how things are going. I feel like they really brought their A game for this kind of one. I haven't really had one that's like an 8 out of 10 yet, but it's just how I feel about certain things. Probably will never give it an 8 out of 10. It's just how I just arbitrarily rate things, just letting you guys know. But I'm having a lot of fun with this series so far. I think Scooby-Doo Show is definitely my favorite, and it's been really fun. So some statistics before we get into the halfway mark of the season. I'll probably mention it during episode 8 as well. But for now, for the Scooby-Doo Show, we have $500 worth of property damage for Shaggy, $5,500 for Scooby. And some weird food items was in episode 3 of the Scooby-Doo Show. We had spicy corn fritters. Not technically weird, but still pretty fun to see. And then for Scooby Snacks, we have Shaggy has had 2 and Scooby has had 6. We're going to get started on this one. This one's called the Harum Scarum Sanitarium, and this was released on October 23rd, 1976. It's series episode 56 and episode number 7. And this episode was, again, directed by Charles A. Nichols, so I probably won't mention it anymore because he's going to be directing all of them. So, a premise: on vacation in Niagara Falls, the gang end up at a mental asylum haunted by a former Dr. Ghost, Dr. Coffen. When the kids notice ambulances coming and going with no patients, they decide to find out what they are really carrying. And some nice little trivia for this episode is that a sanitarium or sanatorium was a medical facility for long-term illness such as tuberculosis before antibiotics. The word was also used as a socially acceptable term for psychiatric hospital. Oh, and here's something fun. Fred mistakes Scooby wearing a wig with an actual woman. This gag will be carried over multiple times throughout the franchise, including the film Scooby-Doo and an episode of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. That's awesome. I like that they carried it over. This is where it kind of starts out. That's cool. So we get appearance of the villain already. Like kind of like a goblin zombie elf kind of guy, and another rainy section as well. I do like how they always glow to show off that they're the bad guys, so you can see them better. It's just kind of funny. Oh, Royal Canadian Border Patrol. Oh wow.
Our only crime is that we're lost.
It'll take you to the main highway.
Take a left, okay.
Don't take the right for it. There have been lots of weird things happening on that road.
Don't take a right. So Fred's definitely gonna take a right. So, because the lightning struck the sign the other way, Fred decided to go left? Come on, man. Yeah, so they're going into the scary way. It looks like a mix between an ambulance and a hearse, which is interesting. Shady Sanitarium, so the psychiatric hospital from the trivia. Also, naming a psychiatric hospital Shady is pretty funny, but it makes sense, like, a few of them, like in TV movies, like Shady Acres and Shady Homes and stuff. I do like how Shaggy automatically believes Scooby, though, once he explains what the ghost looks like. That it's a mad doctor. Oh, the piano with the Stevie Wonder, that's pretty funny.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir, but we got lost in the storm and...
The guy looks like Eeyore style.
Ah, yes. Buffaloes and Snookums.
Sounds like Captain Cutler and his wife.
Coffen, who was the original owner of the sanitarium. I was his assistant.
His assistant, gotcha. Well, they just walked past you guys.
Dr. Coffen was using them in his brainwave experiments. He could control them by playing various kinds of music and organ. First, I paid no attention to the ghost stories, but then several of my
Yeah, Dr. Coffen, and then his name is not Gooseberry, it's Tewksbury. I misheard because he's Canadian.
Jeepers, maybe he'll want us.
Dr. Coffin's really being a jerk, just showing up randomly all the time.
Dr. Coffin's ghost!
And Fred can actually see it.
Come on, you two.
Oh, nice. I liked how when Fred walked past, he kind of looked like Johnny Bravo with his hair. You know that won't come out until much later.
Here's a switch. Look at that. You just opened the roof. Yeah.
They're really good with the secret switches. First with the moose antler and then Shaggy with the light. That's right in his butthole, man. I would have done the same thing.
What's going on here?
Also, the moonlight beam we've seen several times throughout the Scooby-Doo series, as well as in fairy tales. So that's,
This is a solar furnace.
I guess, a lot of stuff.
Create high temperatures by concentrating rays of sunshine. But like, what's one of those things doing in a creepy sanitarium?
Oh, and they're just having their sleep. Nice.
Come here. What's happening?
I love her bows in her hair. That's awesome.
Patients don't look alive anymore. You mean they're...
Velma, Daphne, open up!
What's the matter?
Like the mad doctor's running loose in this place! And we found a secret...
Daphne has
Well, we're
huge
both-
feet on her slippers,
Take a look
man.
at that ambulance.
Those are huge.
Where's the baby going?
By the looks of those patients, I'd say the cemetery. Fred, look out!
Oh gosh, that's nice and creepy.
Went over the side.
So that's the Niagara Falls, right?
It's really getting mysterious.
Let's get back
So now everybody's seen the Mad Doctor, so that's pretty interesting. Organ to rile up the puppers, yep. Wow. So it just racks perfectly to dogs.
What's the matter? The ghost got Scooby! Come on, let's get the girls.
That was actually really cool. As soon as Shaggy's like, Fred,
It's
Scooby's been taken. It's like, okay, let's do it. Let's go.
He is. It's that weird music. Scooby!
I love how everybody's always down to help each other out. Like they don't believe you at first, but then they immediately believe you, which I really like. Oh, so they had to split up. Okay. One of the first times that Fred didn't tell them to split up. Oh, Scooby in the wig. Here we go. Nice. I love how the villains always take part in that thing. It's one of the best parts of getting slid into there and just stay off. Yeah, they full on captured him. Why can't they unmask him right now?
That disappeared? They're dead.
Stacks of gold bullion.
What if it wasn't Fred, you crazy mad lad?
And this gold ties in with that cauldron we found in that weird...
That's a lot of gold. That gold would be so much freaking money if it was now. Holy crap. Too bad the Scuba Gang is too good of people. I would have taken at least one gold brick. I wouldn't have taken them all. Definitely would have donated them somewhere, but at least one. That's do you in for life.
They're taking Shaggy and Scooby. What have they spotted? That's a chance we'll have to take if we ever want to see Shaggy and Scooby again.
Don't worry.
Yeah, good job, Velma. Yeah, they're going right into, we gotta rescue Shaggy and Scooby. I love how down they are this episode. It's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, good old-fashioned chase scene going on there, and then hit them. I like how they're just pushing behind I think Scooby and Shaggy have done that a few times before as well. Bread wrappers, so they're going to be wrapped up. That's awesome. Acme bread, nice.
Dr. Tewksbury.
Officer Oldfield.
Oh, interesting. So the Canadian officer. Gotcha. So he robbed a bank in Montreal.
But what about Dr. Gooseberry?
Tewksbury.
He had nothing to do with it.
Oh, so that's where I got it wrong from. Shaggy's been mispronouncing the whole time.
Like, how do you like that? He slept through the whole thing.
Come on, Tewksbury. There's been like hundreds of dead people coming in and out of your hospital and you never noticed? Dog, come on. He's at least an accomplice. That's crap. I like how Phil and Shaggy are hugging at the end. That's pretty funny too. I like that. Yeah, that was a cute one for their interactions and stuff of the gang. Like, basically Fred being down of like, hey, Scooby's been taken. And Fred's like, woke up immediately. He's like, okay, let's go, Shaggy. And then whenever they hid underneath the gurneys, they're like, okay, let's go rescue him and follow the mystery machine out. Like, they were really down this episode. Like, their interactions, like Velma and Shaggy hugging at the end. It was pretty cute on that front. Villain was definitely a twist. Also a bit lackluster at the same time. Of just kind of didn't talk at all. I don't know why. I just like when they talk. Or whenever they interact. Like, they interacted a little bit with Shaggy doing the say ah part, but overall, not really much interactions on that one. I think for me, just thinking about it's going to be a 6 out of 10. This season so far has none of them underneath a 5. They've all been really fantastic for different reasons. This one I would probably give like a 6.2 actually, but I'm not going to go too crazy with that. The craziest I'll go is 0.5, but I think 6 out of 10 is definitely good for this one because I like the different gang interactions. The villain I wished was a little bit more involved. Definitely pretty fun with the gold bricks and stuff. So I'm going to actually look it up, what a gold brick would be. $3 million at this point. That's insane. And since he had so many of them since he robbed the bank, that would be an insane amount of money. That's awesome. I love that. So no stats for this episode, no property damage, no weird food items. Overall though, pretty fun. I liked it. And I liked how they had different kind of friendly interactions and stuff, kind of got us a little bit on their bond across the series. I think this one was the best one for Bond, which is why most of my rating goes to that, and not the actual story of the villains and stuff. I did like the red herring of Dr. Tewksbury. Sorry, he's a doctor. Got to be respectful. But that boy was definitely in on it at least a little bit, because if you had hundreds of dead people being gurneyed out of your hospital and inside your hospital, that raises a red flag, my man. Come on. And especially you were an assistant of the previous quack doctor as well, before you became a doctor yourself. You had to be more watchful of that. I bet he had at least one gold brick to his name. Full show. You know, you never know. Could just be completely oblivious. I am sometimes too. So that's going to do it for this episode for the Scooby-Doo Show. Next week, or not next week, tomorrow, Saturday, we'll be halfway through the first season at episode 8 of 16. That one will also release on October 30th for the actual season. So I will see you guys then. Thank you everyone for watching.